Okay, imagine this. What if a government minister had zero personal ambition, couldn't be bribed, and worked literally 24/7? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. It's what's happening right now in Albania, where an AI has just been given a seat at the cabinet table. So today, we're going to break down exactly how this happened and what it could mean for all of us.
You know, this isn't just some philosophical question for a college classroom anymore. We are talking about actual code, making decisions that could build roads, award massive contracts, and fundamentally change the lives of millions of people. Is that a future you'd want?
Well, in Albania, the debate is pretty much over. They're doing it. They are running a huge, nationwide experiment that could totally rewrite the rules of politics and power as we know them. To really get why they're trying something so futuristic, we first need to look at the very real-world problems Albania is trying to solve. You see, this isn't just an experiment for the sake of it. It's a very calculated move.
So why now? Well, after a fourth election win, Prime Minister Edi Rama is pushing this incredibly ambitious agenda. Albania is getting ready for talks to join the European Union, and that means it has to modernize its administration, get rid of all that bureaucratic red tape, and, this is the big one, tackle a really deep-rooted history of corruption. For the government, technology is the main weapon in that fight.
All right, so let's meet the star of the show. At the very center of this whole experiment is the AI herself. Her name is Diella.
Now, Diella isn't some brand new, untested piece of tech. She actually started her career as an AI assistant on the government's e-Albania digital portal. Her job was to help citizens with things like getting state documents and answering their questions. Basically, she was a digital public servant. And get this, Diella has been busy. She's already handled over 1.2 million interactions with the public. So this isn't just a concept, right? She's already a proven tool that's been successfully cutting down the government's massive administrative workload.
But her new role? Well, it's a huge promotion. As a minister, Diella's main job is to oversee public procurement. The process is actually pretty straightforward. She receives all the bids for government contracts, uses her algorithms to analyze them completely impartially, and then gives a totally data-driven evaluation. And here's the key part. That initial decision-making is taken completely out of human hands.
And that brings us to the core promise of this entire project, the idea that an AI can create a perfectly fair, perfectly efficient system for spending public money.
And the potential for efficiency is just staggering. The platform Diella came from, e-Albania, has already saved citizens and businesses the equivalent of 1,010 years in waiting time. Now, that's not a typo. It just shows you the sheer scale of the bureaucratic mess that this technology is built to fix. The government's promises here are, frankly, revolutionary. They're talking about achieving 100% transparency in public spending, getting rid of human bias and special interests, and launching a full-on assault against corruption, all by letting an algorithm take the wheel.
Okay, but as you can imagine, a move this radical doesn't happen without a whole lot of debate. This isn't just some simple tech upgrade. It raises these fundamental questions about power, about control, and about who or what we trust to govern us. And this really is the central conflict. On one side, you have the government's kind of utopian vision, perfect efficiency, total impartiality, a system completely free of corruption. But on the other side, the fears are very real. What if the algorithm is biased? Who's accountable when something goes wrong? And could this much power be misused, destroying public trust instead of actually building it?
I mean, the Prime Minister's goal is absolute. He wants a system that is 100% free from corruption. In a country that has struggled with this issue for decades, that is a monumental claim.
But then you contrast that with the feeling on the ground. One comment that went viral online put it very bluntly. Even Diella will be corrupted in Albania. It just shows you how deep the public skepticism runs, and it highlights this massive trust gap that technology alone might not be able to fix. So how does the government plan to bridge that gap? Well, their answer is this concept called the human in the loop. The idea is that Diella handles all the heavy lifting, the data analysis and the routine stuff, but a human being is always there to provide oversight, to handle any ethical questions, and, most importantly, to make the final call.
But the stakes here are way bigger than just Albania. This experiment is being watched very closely all around the world. Because honestly, it could become a blueprint for the future of how governments everywhere operate. The potential upside is huge, right? If this works, Albania could become a model for other nations, attracting tech talent and investment.
But the challenges are just as big. I mean, how do you even write laws for an AI minister? Where do you find the experts to manage it? And the really big one, how do you keep every citizen's data safe?
The bottom line is this: what happens in Albania isn't going to stay in Albania. Whether Diella's story ends up being a stunning success or a major cautionary tale, the outcome is absolutely going to shape how the world thinks about AI in government for years, maybe even decades to come. Which leaves all of us with the ultimate question. Are we looking at the beginning of a new, more efficient, and truly transparent way of governing? Or are we watching the start of a cautionary tale about the dangers of handing too much power over to an algorithm? Well, only time will tell.